Now time for some of today's trending tickers. Scan the QR code below to track the best and the worst performing stocks of the session with Yahoo Finance's trending tickers page. First up, sources telling Yahoo Finance's Julie Hyman that Nvidia CEO Jensen Huang will be meeting with President Trump today. The two are expected to meet this afternoon to discuss artificial intelligence policy. Now, sources saying that the meeting has been in the works since before the DeepSeek driven rout that triggered Nvidia's stock to have its worst single day performance. You're looking at Nvidia shares reversing some of those earlier declines that we saw in earlier action here this morning. You're now looking at gains of just about 0.8%. Clearly, AI policy very much is going to be in focus. That is a no-brainer here for these discussions. But again, when you talk about the impact of what this could have and ultimately the importance of this meeting, clearly Nvidia has very much been the target here of the Biden administration, potentially the Trump administration, just in terms of some of the curbs that have been implemented, clearly having an impact on their most advanced chips. So would be advantageous to have Nvidia CEO travel to the White House. He has been very open, saying that he would be willing to meet with President Trump. He was asked about that earlier this month. So again, all eyes will be on this meeting and any development out of that.
Yeah, and it was just a report, right? We didn't get full confirmation on this, but it was a report from Bloomberg out on Wednesday that had sent Nvidia shares lower as well, talking about additional curbs that the Trump administration had been considering. So it was in early stages, but they were considering additional curbs on Nvidia's sales to China that would actually impact one of the chips that Nvidia currently sells to China under the Biden restrictions. But I think, Shauna, this all brings up sort of an interesting point post DeepSeek that I've been thinking about a lot, which is I understand why you wouldn't want Nvidia's AI chips perhaps going to China if you're going to have sort of this AI war going on between the two countries and who can build it the fastest, right? But also hurting the American business by not letting them continue to grow and sell chips there might not help our AI companies grow as much. And I just feel like there's two sides to this, right? And it's not an easy way to just say it makes sense for US companies to not sell chips, AI chips to China. We don't want them to use our chips. I don't know if it's that linear of an argument when you think about the different dynamics at play here.
Well, certainly it's the national security argument versus the revenue argument and the bottom line impact that it's going to have on so many of these companies, which is why we've seen so many from the chip sector just be very communicative and outspoken just about the impact that this could have on revenues down the line. I think it's also going to be interesting to learn a little bit more just about how President Trump is thinking about all of this. Because even his commentary on DeepSeek saying that it was, I believe he called it a wake-up call for the industry, but then was also complimentary, maybe you can even go as far as just saying that this is actually good news here just in terms of wider adoption, very much the argument that we have heard here on Yahoo Finance time and time again. So again, what those new AI solutions that he has touted, what that future investment infrastructure could potentially look like here, specifically geared towards AI, and then of course counterbalancing that with some of the more hawkish rhetoric that we've gotten on future curbs, of course, clearly front of mind for not only these larger tech CEOs, but clearly for investors, for analysts as well.
We've already had one large announcement from this administration about investing in AI here in the US, right? That $500 billion investment. What more are we going to hear as we carry on here, I think will be key to probably watch next week.